Guys, 5 years, building number 5. I couldn't have done it without my partner in crime.
All right, Orange Theory, let's turn it up. All right, Orange Theory, looking awesome. Keep it up. Shut it down.
Been here with me on the journey since the jump. What's been one of your highlights so far in building this business with us?
That's a hard one. There's so many. Probably for the brand, a highlight was from, I think, our day one. We would have people come in and people would come and tour the space not knowing who we were or what we did. And it was kind of like trying to convince them of like, no, we're real.
Yeah.
Like, no, we're serious about what we're doing.
I remember a guy showing up literally into Richmond, taking 5 steps inside and then goes, can I move in today? And literally grabbed his iMac from his study at home and came back panting.
Yeah.
And moved in.
That was my first sell.
All right.
So yeah. And then, I would say probably when we were recently in either Queensland or I think it was Sydney, and I was having a conversation, and sometimes people are like, oh yeah, I know the brand in Melbourne. Sometimes they'll be like, oh yeah, I know Creative Cubes, or I've heard of Creative Cubes. And I was in Sydney and I was having a conversation. They're like, oh, Creative Cubes. Oh, I know Creative Cubes. I'm like, all the way in Sydney, you know Creative Cubes, which is great, which means
our social
5
media
years.
is working.
Yeah. Means he watches the vlogs.
Okay. So it gets out there.
Yeah. So that was pretty cool. So
I think for me, one of the highlights has been winning Great Place to Work.
That's a good one, yes.
Which is
very cool.
A lot of your work, to be honest, in the culture aspect of what we've created here. I've been at many meetings spruiking your work.
It's a team. It's not it's a team
yes,
effort.
but it takes a leader.
Yeah.
Right? And so winning Great Place to Work twice?
So technically it's the same award.
Okay.
And then for micro businesses. It's 20 micro businesses out of all of Australia won that micro award.
There you go.
So there was like thousands of businesses obviously that applied, and we were 100%, our employee base says we're a great employer to work with. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And we hit some 100% marks on several of the questions that were asked, which is great.
Amazing.
That was, I think the biggest piece to that was mid-pandemic. The team took the survey. So much uncertainty and so much anxiety around the whole concept of what was happening. And it was probably easy you've heard a lot of businesses go through some really turbulent times, especially if they're in Melbourne. And to win that within that period of time, I think that was the special bit.
Yep.
So yeah, there's a lot of intention with how we operate. I mean, even yourself as a CEO, you have a lot of pride with us as a leadership team on how we treat people that come into this organization, which is really special and important.
Yeah.
And everyone's very much on the same page. So it's very much, that's why I say it is a team effort. You can sit with me first day moving into the business and having an onboarding session with me. But after that, I say to everyone, like, now this is on you. This is your responsibility. You can make a really great place to be around and enjoy your team members around you, or you can really make it miserable for those around you. It's a choice. So you kind of have to step into what we have and
I'm really grateful. Like, we have a growing team. I think there's 2 new people today that have joined.
Yeah.
But everyone adopts the culture. Everyone adopts the operating rhythm pretty quickly.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's very clear early on. We have a pretty intensive interviewing process. It's very thorough on purpose. So I think by the time you join us, it's pretty clear that you want to be here.
Yeah.
Gives you a lot of opportunities to think through, is this the organization and job you really are after? And then once they're in, you know, obviously we treat them like family. So
up next, Sydney. We're not ready to make any announcements, but there is a building there that's under construction, and we're really excited. It's going to be our first interstate.
yeah,
We've gone deep here in Melbourne on the city fringe, which was a theory that we had, that there was one CBD but many suburbs, and we wanted to build world-class experiences for teams and companies that they didn't have to commute all the way to the city. But Sydney's up next. There will be more about that coming, so stay tuned.
yeah.
For now, Shardae, Tobi, thanks for watching.
Bye guys.